Joshua Block, aka World of T-Shirts, is one of the streamers that's kind of blown to popularity recently, especially after he's been hanging out with the likes of Jack Doherty and Aiden Ross. And his very interesting persona online has obviously garnered him a lot of attention. Some of it has been a bit unwanted, but that's the world that we live in when it comes to streaming. But, you know, Josh Block went over to Dubai recently, as most streamers and content creators do. They go to flex the lifestyle, right? They go over to Dubai, they go over to these other high profile places and live this lavish lifestyle and kind of show it off to the world. But Josh Block basically got stumbled at the first hurdle when he got into Dubai, as he entered Dubai, got turned around and sent straight onto the next plane back to the US of A, as he was actually deported from Dubai upon his arrival. Now, on an Instagram story, he posted, "I was deported from Dubai in immigration because of an arrest in 2024 for the subway incident. I don't know how long they will hold me in the airport before I can come home, but I got into Canada 3 times. I don't know how this is a problem." Now, obviously, that was what was speculated when this whole thing first came about. He was still being held within the airport at this point. But you're probably wondering, like, how does this lead to him getting deported? Well, obviously, the arrest that came in 2024 was in New York and was related to a subway incident where he allegedly pushed a woman onto the tracks. Though these charges were dropped due to mental health concerns, initially Block speculated that this arrest may have flagged him for deportation from Dubai, but he later clarified that this was not actually the reason, and Dubai authorities provided no specific cause for them deporting Block. Now, deportation from Dubai can occur for various reasons under the UAE law, such as visa issues, public behaviour violations, for example, intoxication, disorderly conduct and the rest of it, or administrative decisions, even without criminal conviction. And the 2024 arrest may have appeared to be an international database, so potentially raising concerns with the Dubai immigration team. But there's no evidence it directly triggered the deportation. Dubai's strict regulations mean that even the minor infractions or discriminatory decisions can lead to removal, and some without an official statement, which obviously leads to just speculation. Now, it is notoriously difficult to get into Dubai, but let's not forget as well, he's kind of a little bit guilty by association here. So we've seen the likes of Vitaly and Johnny Somali over in Asian countries in particular, like Vitaly in the Philippines and Johnny Somali in South Korea and Japan, facing criminal charges for basically going into these countries and becoming a menace to the locals, which has then landed them in just so much trouble. So there's a possibility that Josh Block just turned up and these guys were like, look, he's internet famous, he does live streams, there's a good possibility that he could come over, just wind up the locals, and we're just gonna have to legally deal with him. Instead, we'll just send him back. Fuck off, basically. Now, that's obviously just speculation. It doesn't mean that that's actually the reason why he got sent back, but just speculation. Now, Josh Block also had this to state while it looks like he's kind of sat on the flight talking about him getting deported, and here's the clip.
I've been awake for almost 48 hours now. Honestly, I might die of sleep deprivation. Wish me luck.
So, yeah, obviously that's kind of all he's really said. Now, we don't actually know the reason why he was sent back. Of course, speculation says that, there's a good possibility that he's guilty by association, or it's to do with this train incident that took place back in 2024. Even though the charges were dropped, it doesn't really mean anything. But, there are a lot of other streamers over in, not just streamers, but influencers that obviously go over to Dubai to kind of flex the lifestyle. And one of them is Bevo. Now, if Bevo can get into a country, you'd like to think that anyone can fucking get into a country. But apparently it's not that simple. So Bevo obviously went over to his TikTok right here and stated this.
We've just found out that Joshua Block has been deported from Dubai.
Put the fries in the bag, bro.
Oh, it's a bit peak. Right, it's probably best for him that he's not actually allowed to enter the country, because I did reckon he was going to get nicked.
Neon got nicked when I was out there.
In Dubai?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Everybody knows he was filming a police officer in a theme park. He got told to stop recording, and then he carried on recording, and he done 2 nights in the cells.
Jesus Christ. Well, look, to be honest with you, right, everyone knows who Joshua Block is, worth their salt, and he's been leading up to this for a couple of days, so obviously the Dubai police knew that he was going to be in Dubai. They didn't want any part of it, but look, it's probably for the best, mate. He would have got nicked.
I know he would have done, and yeah, I'd rather him detained than be in a cell for a week.
What are your thoughts on him, right? Because I think it's quite sad, and I've actually followed Mr. What's his name? The guy.
Mr. Based.
Yeah, Mr. Based, right?
Yeah.
So he follows me on Insta. I followed him. I messaged him. I was like, hey, do you want to do something in New York? And he read it and aired it. And I was like, what's he like? Anyway.
It's typical TikTok a bit.
It's a bit much, isn't it?
It's, don't even take this the wrong way. We might have to edit this, but...
No edit.
It's...
Beep! Oh! God bless, guys. Take care. Bye!
They are the two of the most obnoxious people on the internet, and the fact that these two are collabing means that, you know, only bad things are going to happen. Now, before you know it, these two will be on, like, you know, Cornhub, doing each other up the backside, because that's just how Bevo rolls. Literally, I know that sounds pretty weird, but that's what this guy does. He bats for any team just to stay as relevant as possible. My lord, it's crazy. But you know it's a bad situation when you're getting roasted by Bevo and Tom Birchie. That's when you know you've hit rock bottom. Now, like I say, we don't really know the real reason why Josh Block was deported, but is this going to become a trend? And that's why I wanted to make this video, because is this going to become a trend for influencers? And is it going to become notoriously difficult to get into countries after what we've seen with the likes of Johnny Somali, with the likes of Vitali, Neon obviously getting put in the cells? I remember that happening, actually. It was pretty wild. You know, is this going to become a running theme? And is it going to be difficult for these streamers because of, you know, the actions of other streamers? Is it going to make it difficult for them to get into countries to be able to kind of show off the location? Obviously, we also had, let's not forget, Logan Paul, the absolute knobhead that he is, going over to Japan and filming in the notorious forest. He kind of set all of this off. He set a lot of things off, to be fair, none of it good. But what do you guys think, ultimately? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think Josh Block should have been deported? Do you think that he's, you know, or do you think the reason that he's stating that he may have been deported is the real reason? Do you think it's what I've stated, or do you think it's something completely unrelated? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, jump to get the hell out of that like button. As always, subscribe if you're new. On the road to, I think it's 4,000 subscribers. 5,000 subscribers, I think, now. Maybe even 6, I don't know. I can't remember. Let me know. Yeah, I'll speak to you later. Peace.